As you can tell, I've started to slowly make my way into the space of cowboy culture. My first step was I purchased a Carhartt jacket approximately 45 minutes ago. Put that on the thing. Approximately 45 minutes ago for $70. Now, let's break this down. Do I have $70? No. Did I have $70 before when I was purchasing the jacket? No, I did not. I am broke, but, you know, when push comes to shove and when you're standing there in the heat of the moment, looking down the barrel of the gun, sometimes you just got to pull the trigger. Not if you're looking down the barrel of the gun.
Money comes and goes, but fashion's forever.
That's true, too. Money comes and goes. Women come and go, but the boys
are forever.
Also come and go most of the time.
Yeah.
Nothing is forever.
Nothing is forever. Except for me. I'm going to live forever.
No, you're not.
I will bet you my soul right now.
You know what's interesting?
Huh.
Buddhists are kind of and that's true. And I can say that because I've been learning about them in this class. And no shade to any Buddhists.
You just called them all.
No shade to the Buddhists. But they are. Basically what we've been learning right now is that they were like this prince, the Buddha. So here's another little fact. So Buddha is not a person. The Buddha, it's a title. It's not a person's name, just so you know. So the original Buddha, the original man that started the religion, was a prince. And basically what happened was he got born, and his dad, the king, was like, oh, we got to bring these wise men over here, and they're going to tell me, like, what my son's future is. And so the wise men were like, yo, your kid's either going to be a sick king or he's going to be a sick religious leader. And so obviously the king is like, oh, I want him to be a king. You know, I want him to keep the family royal name alive. I hope he's a great king. And so the king decides to make the prince's life in the palace so comfortable and cozy that he never wants to leave, and he just wants to stay king and stay in that life. And so what happens is he makes that happen. The kid just never feels an ounce of pain, never has to deal with anything, the most spoiled kid in history. And so he gets to about 30 years of age, and he's like, you know what? I'm going to go out, and I'm going to check out this kingdom that I'm about to rule. And so he gets in a carriage, and he has this driver drive him to the city. And so he starts on the path, and this is called the four, the four sites, the four noble sites that Buddhists believe in. So he starts driving on this path, and the first thing he sees is this old man, this crotchety old man hobbling along, and he's like, what is this old man? Like, what is this? Like, he's never seen an old man. Everybody he's been around has just been in perfect health. Everything's been perfect. So he's like, who is this? What is this? And the driver's like, oh, that's an old person. That's what happens when you age, you know. Your body starts to decay and you can't live, very long. And he's like, oh, that sucks. Like, that's trash. I didn't know that. They keep driving along. Next sight they see is a sick man. And he's like, what is this? He's like, oh, that's a sick guy. You know, sometimes you get sick and you don't feel as good as, you usually do. They drive on. They see a dead body. The guy's like, what is this? Like, the guy's like, that's a dead guy. He's like, what is death? So he learns about all these things. And then the fourth thing they see is this guy praying, this meditating guy. And he's like, what is this guy doing? He's like, he's a religious guy. He's like trying to break out of the cycle of death. Because what they believed in before was Hinduism. And Hinduism, you're basically in this endless cycle of death and rebirth. And their goal is to try and get out of that.
Oh, okay.
Which is interesting. The Hindu goal is to not exist in any form, even as a god. Because in their religion, gods are a part of mortality. And gods can die, and then they can be, like, you can make your way up to be a god, and then you can die, and depending on if you were a douchey god or not, you could be, like, at the bottom of the caste system again. So they believe in this endless cycle, and their whole thing is they're trying to get out of it, and then just not exist at all in any space. They don't have, like, a heaven. No, it wouldn't.
That would be amazing.
No, it would not. What are your thoughts on, like, what is it called? Reincarnation. Let's get that real quick.
What do you mean? Like, do I think it's a real thing?
Well, no, like if it, what are your like, I don't know. Do you think it's a real thing?
I'm not sure. I don't think so, no. I don't know, because it's weird. I really don't know.
Well, none of us do.
I don't know if you're going to be like, oh, you're going to die and then go spawn into a baby that's like just born somewhere else in the country, like an animal that's just born or like anything like that. I don't know if it's like that. I definitely think something happens though. Because like your energy doesn't die.
After you die?
Yeah, like your energy doesn't die.
It's
your
so interesting.
Also known as your body.
Yeah.
But
I mean, honestly, in the past couple of years, reincarnation has made more sense to me. Because like when I was a kid, I'm like, what? You come back as a cow? Like, that's whack. No way. But then as I'm getting older, I'm like, why is it fair that like I was born as a person?
Yeah.
But then there's like things that are born as like rats. Like how come, like who decides which thing is born what? Like obviously some sort of God, whatever you believe in, but like it's just like how do you decide who gets born into like a rat where you can get eaten or killed
by a cat?
By a cat. And I'm just like this person that's like, you know, top of the food chain, like deals with all these other problems, but
yeah.
So it like makes sense to me that you kind of have to work your way
up. Like what if I was a bat?
A bat?
Yeah.
You may have been.
May have been a bat.
You may have been a bat.
And then I made it to an ape.
Yeah.
And then I finally made it to
evolution's weird too. We talked about evolution a little bit last night. But I've already talked about it on this podcast. I think I talked about it last week actually. So the fourth guy was the meditator, and they're like, oh, he's trying to find a way out of the cycle of death and rebirth. And the guy's like, that's what I want to do. Like, the king stuff, not for me. I'm going to be a religious guy and figure out how to get out of this, because he was so mortified by what he saw. And so then he basically started Buddhism. But here's my point. So that's kind of how Buddhism started. But, like, why I think they're such, like, little babies is because their old belief system, which is what we were just learning, was like when you read their quote-unquote scriptures, like what the Buddha taught, it was like you should never love anything. That's what he said. You should never care about anything. You should never desire anything. You should never feel love, because that will only bring you pain. I'm like, bruh.
Shit, I mean.
What are your thoughts on that?
No, I don't agree with that, but at the same time. No, I don't agree with that at all.
Yeah.
I don't agree with that at all.
It's weird. So, like, their 4 core beliefs, the very first one is existence is suffering. That's the first law of Buddhism. It's heavy, dude. It's depressing.
I mean, damn.
Literally, their whole religion is built around the fact that no matter what happens in life, even when you think that you're not suffering,
you're suffering.
You're suffering, and the thing that you're excited about is just distracting you, and eventually is going to fade away, and like you'll be back to sadness. That's what they believe, or used to believe. I haven't gotten that far into the religion, you know.
What class is this?
This is the humanities class.
That is interesting. I
really like it, actually.
I'm just gonna start popping into this class with you.
You should hop in.
Imagine.
It's interesting to learn about other cultures.
I'm taking your spot.
Do it.
Class.
Go for it.
That's
like
really
we've learned about Muslims and Hindus, and now we're learning about Buddhists. It's just like it's nice to learn about other things besides Catholics burning in hell and like molesting kids and stuff. It's cool to be like, oh yeah, you can meditate, and like there's these interesting. I do like some of the things Buddhists say with like getting rid of desire. Mm-hmm. Like they talk about how a lot of the suffering, their point is that a lot of the suffering comes from desires, worldly desires. And so if you get rid of those, then you will not suffer. But the thing is, so this is why I think they're like total chumps, is because they talk about not loving anything so you don't feel pain. Like that's just cowardly. Don't you think? That's just a little cowardly.
Yeah.
Because the whole point of living is to feel pain.
Essentially, yeah.
Because
there's so many other things to feel too, so...
Well, like, the whole point of existing is to feel, in general.
Yeah.
It's to feel love, to feel heartbreak, pain,
we're here
joy.
To feel and reproduce.
Yeah, we're here to freaking feel feelings and have sex and stuff like that. But it's like, if you've never felt pain, then you'll never feel true joy.
Yeah.
You know? That's something that That's something that our church teaches a lot too, which I think is interesting. And South Park teaches as well in one episode. When Stan goes emo because his girlfriend broke up with him. And Butters falls in love with a Hooters girl and realizes that she doesn't actually love him. And he's like crying, and Stan with his emo friends are like, why? You don't want to like be emo with us? Like, Butters is like, no, I don't want to be emo. Like, it's sad right now, but if I'm sad right now, that means that I've felt joy before. And that means that I can, I'm alive.
I hate the whole stereotype around emo people.
What? Like what?
I don't know. It's just weird.
No, like they went like full on like. Have you ever seen the emo kids on South Park?
I think so. Yeah.
It's so funny. I love the emo
long,
kids.
like black hair that like covers half their face, like chains and all black clothes.
Yeah. Is that not accurate? You think that's not accurate?
No, yeah, that's accurate. I just mean like in society, everyone just thinks of every emo person to be a weirdo that wants to kill themselves every second of the day.
Well, they kind of portray themselves as that.
Just because they wear black.
Well, no. I don't know.
I don't know.
No, but I understand what you're saying. Like, if you wear all black, people say you're emo.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's...
I think it's...
Yeah, that's dumb.
Society's stereotypes are really weird.
They are, dude.
But, if someone wants to be emotional, let them be emotional.
Here's the thing, bro. There's no need for... You can be emotional.
There's no need to roar at kids.
What is that? Like barking?
Yeah, like roaring.
Dude, I'm pretty sure a girl barked at me the other day.
Like the RAR XD kids?
What is XD?
It's like the smile.
Oh.
It's like the face.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah. But I wasn't sure for sure.
Yeah.
Some
of them are cool.
Yeah.
Wait, you said you got barked at?
Yeah, I got barked at in New York. There was this girl. She's like, arr, arr. I was like, what the fuck? Okay.
That's
I was like, all right.
Dude, we had a girl at my school that was like that in high school.
Really? She was like a dog girl?
Dude, we had like a whole hallway full of them. It was so bad. But I would just walk around. I would like walk back through that hallway.
That's terrible.
Like, I wasn't saying anything to them. I wasn't looking at them. I was just looking down, just walking because I had nothing else to do. I was just walking around the school by myself.
Would they like walk on all fours? Are you being
I'm
serious?
not even kidding.
You're being serious.
I'm not even kidding. Okay, they would sit on the floor on each side of the hallways talking about some of the weirdest things. And there was a group of them that would sit there, like bark at kids that weren't normally in the hallway, like hiss at kids, like.
That's weird, dude.
It wasn't like they weren't always walking on all fours. It was only a few occasions I only saw it.
Here's the thing, and you might disagree with this because you're a good-hearted person. The correlation between our society declining is eerily similar to the correlation of anti-bullying campaigns.
No, bullying should be a thing.
Okay, yeah, so we're on the same page, right?
It's the same thing for like weird frat Chad kids. Like they need to be bullied too.
Yeah. Here's the thing, dude.
Like little hoodies of TikTok, they need to be bullied.
The thing was, if you really look at, I'm going to get into some crazy stuff. A lot of people would be like, oh, what had the most effect on society? Oh, 9/11, like, I don't know, Barack Obama being president. What do you think? What comes to mind when it's like the biggest impact on society?
I don't know.
A lot of people would say 9/11 probably, at least for America.
Yeah, that changed a lot. But at the same time, a lot of us weren't alive then, so I don't...
Not us, but like... So here's
just
my
American
thing.
in general, yeah.
Yeah.
But I thought you meant like just our generation as a whole.
COVID, I guess people would say COVID now.
Could be one.
Yeah.
Even like the evolution of like TikTok and like
social media. Here's what I think has had the most effect on our society, and this is not a joke.
Okay.
These two things are theories that I've been working on.
Okay.
Number one.
I don't know.
He's going
to say something that's going to make me laugh.
The most effective thing that has changed this country, and I do believe this is not a joke, OJ Simpson. I'm not joking. This isn't a joke. Think about it. Did you hear me when I was ranting last night about OJ?
Kind of, yeah. He brought a lot of something about media and like...
Well, think about it. So I wasn't alive back then. I'll admit that. So this is kind of just off hearsay and like what I've seen. The OJ trial was kind of the first thing that was on the news, televised, where people were kind of following it as like sort of entertainment, right?
Yeah.
Because there was like NFL and stuff like that was like real life stuff that people would like.
That was all split though. It wasn't like
Yeah, it wasn't like, so this was the OJ trial, from what I understand, was the first kind of real life event that was entertainment.
Yeah, which is really messed up to think.
Don't
about,
you think? See, so you know what I'm saying. So like,
yeah, definitely though.
Like people weren't really like watching, like, say, like Vietnam protests.
Yeah.
They weren't like, oh, the Vietnam protests, like, this is so entertaining and interesting. Like, it was a thing that was just happening.
Yeah, the OJ trial was definitely something that everybody in the family just gathered around the TV to watch.
So it was like an entertainment thing, but it was also this thing that was actually affecting people's lives and happening.
Yeah, like people died.
Like people died. Like there was a real thing that turned into this huge entertainment piece, this piece of media.
Oh gosh, and then when he was on the run, that just...
Exactly. So I truly think, and who came out of the OJ trial?
Kardashians.
The Kardashians.
The Jenner family.
The Kardashians and the Jenners, dude.
Yeah.
Came out of the OJ trial. The only reason they would ever have been on TV was because of that trial.
I think that like set him up perfectly. And then when the Ray J and Kim Kardashian sex tape came out,
do you see the evolution?
Yeah.
So it starts with OJ killing his wife.
Mm-hmm.
And then OJ goes on the run. It's this big chase on the news. Everyone's like, whoa, OJ Simpson, he was this football player.
Yeah. And
he killed his wife. And now there's this trial that goes on. And everybody's so invested in this thing that's going on in the country. And it's just this huge thing. And then out of this, one of the lawyers' like families just becomes super popular. Gets their own reality TV show for some reason.
Yeah, that's really weird. That is really weird to think about, that they just got a show.
Yeah,
right?
Isn't it? And so out of this Kardashian show, reality shows.
You get Stormy.
You get Stormy Daniels, but you get like, and I don't know what came.
I meant Travis.
Yeah, Stormy Daniels. And so, but do you see what I mean? So you have this Kardashian show that came out of the trial. All of a sudden, all these different reality shows. Desperate Housewives,
Real Housewives, LA,
all this stuff. The Bachelor, Bachelorette, all this stuff that's like, so this is where I really think the OJ trial was where real life and fiction started to blur.
Intertwine.
Like entertainment and real life started to intertwine and blur. The line between started to just kind of phase. Am I wrong?
No, you're right.
This is pretty rational, right?
Yeah, this makes sense.
And so that's why I believe that the OJ, because now it's like everything is for entertainment. The news is for entertainment. It's all for clicks. It's all for sponsors. And so it's caused a lot of the problems in our society. I truly believe that.
Definitely.
And OJ, I believe, is the cause of that. And then what was the other thing that we were just talking about that made me get on the tangent? Oh, the anti-bullying. That's the other thing. So when I was a kid, I don't know if you had the same experience. I would sit at the computer. I remember vividly. I would sit at the computer, and there would be so many anti-bullying, like so much anti-bullying propaganda. So there's one movie called Bully. And it was a documentary, and I never watched it, but I watched the trailer, and it was like super heavy stuff. And when I was a kid, I would love that stuff, like super, like I would watch like the top 10 Watch Mojo, like top 10 scary movies and stuff.
Oh yeah, like watch.
So I'd watch stuff that like kind of pushes me to the edge, you know, which I think is another problem that so many people are messed up, is because the internet, like people have seen everything.
Yeah, I see subreddits of people talking about some of the most messed up things they've seen on the internet. And one dude said they saw a whole pickaxe go through someone's head because of an argument on YouTube.
A whole pickaxe?
Yeah.
I've seen there's an entire subreddit devoted to dragons having sex with cars. Is it cars? It's dragons having sex with something, like a car or something. There's a whole subreddit devoted to that. And so that's a real thing, by the way. You can look it up. And so like the internet is like has fried people's minds. So like something that would have completely melted a baby boomer's brain
is just normal.
It's just normal for kids. So like our brains are all messed up. But that's not the point. The point was I would watch these anti-bullying ads, and those were so popular. There was tons. There was just, I don't even know where they were coming from. It was just like these videos about these kids that would get bullied and then kill themselves, basically.
The Amanda Todd one.
Yeah, what was that? Yeah, I remember that.
That one was sad.
I remember that. And that's what I'm saying. It was stuff like that that was pushed so much, and all this anti-bullying, all of this stuff. And so now they got their wish. Nobody's really getting bullied. And out of that comes dog people.
Kids that shit.
There's people. Listen, no, this isn't mean. This isn't meant to be rude.
Yeah.
I got to figure out how to say this correctly because it's off brand.
People that aren't ready for society.
I believe that you should do whatever you want. Okay?
Yes.
As much as you possibly can. You should do what is in your power to be. But here's the thing. With society, there's rules. And so if you want to be in this certain, subset of people, you kind of have to fit that sort of mold.
Yeah, you have to give up a couple things too.
You got to give up. You can't piss on the floor.
You can't piss on the floor.
If you want to be with these people, you can't piss on the floor. Because that's just how it is.
They don't do it, so you can't.
And they don't necessarily say you can't piss on the floor, but it's kind of implied.
Yeah.
So it's like it kind of evens itself out. So like, oh, you know what I mean? So people kind of self-regulate.
Unwritten rules.
It's unwritten rules, but I do think that there is sometimes you gotta just bully people and just make fun of them and just put them into line. It's Darwinism.
Yeah.
It's, what is it called? What Darwin do with the birds? What's it called? What's his theory? It's the evolution theory, survival of the fittest. Yeah. You got to bag on kids. That's what I would say.
So it just doesn't set them up for anything in life at all if they're just sitting there barking at people. Like, they're going to walk into a job interview at Wendy's and bark at customers.
See, that's what I'm saying. So, like, in high school, it's all hunky-dory. You could be a freak or whatever. But pretty soon, you're going to, whether you like it or not, pretty soon you're going to start to need to act normal.
Yeah.
Somewhat normal.
That's what was so weird. That's what was so weird about it was they were, like, full, like, seniors, like juniors and seniors, like freshmen and sophomores, they're expected. Like, it's just, they're weird no matter what.
Yeah, no.
But, and it's kind of like, you kind of give them a pass for that.
Yeah.
For doing weird things. But when they're like juniors and seniors and like getting ready to go into the world and they're still acting a certain way that's not going to be accepted. Again,
it's like, this isn't necessarily coming from me that you have to act a certain way.
Yeah, no, do whatever you want, act the way you want, but you're just...
But society's not gonna
like you.
Society's gonna hit you,
You are gonna get bullied.
Like you said, you gotta go to a job interview, and if you roll up 9 times out of 10, if you roll up to a job interview on all floors, I'm saying all floors now?
Yeah, I said
on all fours with cat ears and a tail, 9 times out of 10, you're probably not going to get hired.
I say, yeah. You can't bark at customers when they yell at you for messing up their food.
Has that happened?
I'm assuming so.
That's weird.
Imagine you get the wrong food. You're like, hey, so this wasn't the right thing. They just start barking at
you. Carl, get the car.
You're just at Carl's Jr. and someone just starts barking at you. You're like, all right, gotta go.
Hey, so this was actually supposed to be no mayo. What the fuck?
Do you know who I Am Speed is?
No.
He's a Twitch streamer. He's been streaming with Aiden the past couple months. And his thing is like barking at people. So,
that's strange.
Like, there were like models in LA at their house and they were on stream, and it is really strange now that I think about it. I think it's really weird. Yeah. But they walked by the room, and Aiden was like, "Hey, who is that? Like, who just walked in?" They like walk in the room. They're like, "Oh, hey, what's up?" And then Aiden's like, "Oh, we're streaming right now. You guys want to come say hi?" They come sit down, and Speed just starts barking at them, and they like look at each other, and they're like, and he's like just barking at them. They like get up and just leave the house. Yeah. They were supposed to see somebody else in the house, not either of those two, and they just left.
Interesting.
It was the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, so that's what it's like there's
not one
some
of those-
weirdos out there.
He's just acting weird on the internet for it. Like it's clearly only on the internet. But
Yeah, that's I see that as different
yeah.
though,
Yeah, definitely. That's definitely different. But I'm saying like
because there's some people
that
they just got some issues.
that just do it.
They just have some stuff they need to work out.
That's their that's the only way they communicate. I wonder what part of that goes onto their parents though.
Most of it.
Yeah, because
That's another thing.
I don't know. I feel like that's like a 50-50 thing because parents can raise their kids good and be good parents, and the kids can just be straight weirdos.
not true.
Like I just saw a video earlier of this mom cussing out her son because he was like a wannabe thug, and she was like actually seemed like a good parent. And she's like, "Why are you doing this, bro? Like, pull your pants up. Like, why are you cussing at these people? Why are you acting like this? And why do you have this?" And he just sat there.
I don't know, cause like obviously I'm only 18, but like, you know, you get out into the world and you're like, how am I gonna like raise my kid?
Oh, I've thought about that before.
And I don't know. How do you? How do I raise my kid to be as good as me?
I don't want to say this and sound like a douche, but if I see a weird person, no, I'm not gonna
Say it.
If I see a weird person in public, I'm gonna hide my kids and tell them not to act like that.
Hide them. Be like, you see that kid?
You see that? Don't act like that.
Don't
I'm
do
serious,
that.
dude. I don't want my kid to be weird.
But how do you?
But if they are, then I guess I'll have to. I guess I will love them no matter what. But I'm just gonna try to do whatever I can to make sure they aren't barking at kids when they're seniors in high school.
What
Some
are
of
the
that-
factors that help with that?
Like not making it to where that doesn't happen.
Because here's the thing.
Being present
Here's
in
what's
their life.
dangerous.
Talking to them,
Yeah. Here's what's dangerous.
showing love.
Is if you're too overbearing,
Yeah.
it will push them in the opposite direction.
Yeah. So you just.
But if you're not overbearing enough, they'll just do whatever they want.
like sometime in, say between fifth grade was the last year of elementary school for you?
Sixth was the last.
Okay. And mine it was.
We didn't
fifth.
have middle school.
Oh really?
Our middle school, so we went K through 6th at the elementary, and then 8th through 12th at the high school.
Did you not have a seventh
Or
grade?
7th through 12th, sorry.
At
Yeah,
the
we just skipped 7th grade.
At the
That's
high
my
school.
bad.
That's weird.
Yeah,
so we had
it is weird.
K through 5 in elementary school, 6 through 8 in middle school, and then 9 through 12.
That's fair.
It has to be somewhere between the 5 and 9 range where you kind of gain that trust when the kid's going through puberty. You're like, look, I'm not going to ask you these questions, but if you need to talk to me about anything, like just talk. Like I'm trying to think of a different way to say it, but pretty much giving them that option to talk to you instead of having to hide it from you.
Yeah.
Like being a cool parent about it, I guess. Not getting mad at little things they do if they mess up, not punishing them all the time, not taking away their phones, not like doing a bunch of like overbearing things that make them want to hate themselves. Not giving them a curfew for 8 o'clock every night. Like that's just stupid.
Yeah. Yeah, because my parents were like pretty laid back.
Yeah.
I feel like. But it wasn't like where they just didn't care at all. Like they would push me in the right direction, but like I feel like if I got into trouble, they like would be like, "Oh, that sucks," but like
just don't do it again.
Yeah, just do better. So like there was never any pressure on me to be like to like go out and party and like defy my parents, but it also wasn't like I was so scared to do stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like this weird middle ground. So I've just never felt
the need to
do anything like specific. I don't know.
Yeah. I feel like it's pretty much a known thing now, especially in our generation, that the strict parents create sneaky kids.
Did you see that in where you were from a lot?
Oh, yeah, for sure. There were so many kids that were upper class families in Pocatello, and they would just sneak out. They literally had no reason to do any of the stuff they were doing. They had no reason to live the lives that they... trying to figure out how to say that. Basically, one thing my friend Miles and I noticed is that the kids that were like upper class compared to us, because we were lower, like we were literally poverty. Anyways, they were trying to have the same experiences that we had. And it just did not make any sense to us at all. We were like, why are you guys trying to do this? Why are you guys trying to act like this? Like, what are you getting out of doing this stuff?
Because it's like, I don't know.
You guys are doing this for fun. You were doing this because we had to.
Yeah.
This was all we had. Like, trying to think of examples.
Yeah,
of
I was gonna say, do you have a specific example? Because that is really interesting. Because it's like the same thing with like why, like suburban white kids love rap music so much.
Yeah,
it's the same thing.
Yeah,
They want like because I feel like it's because they're so comfortable that, and I am. Listen.
Yeah.
You're looking at them, but I like so comfortable that they want like a little bit of edge.
They didn't have to struggle for anything.
Yeah.
Which is obviously that's a position I want I want my kids to go through.
Yeah.
But that just wasn't a position I was in.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's kind of touchy now, but like thrift shopping, I guess.
Yeah.
That plays into it because there were some things. Sometimes that's all I could get my clothes from for school, or like it was like Walmart clothes, like stuff like that.
Yeah.
But now with people going and buying stuff from thrift stores and reselling it for hundreds of dollars, it's like, come on, bro. Like,
Yeah.
some kids need that stuff for school. Like,
Yeah, that's what I've always like struggled with. I don't thrift that much because like
I try not to, but that's a touchy subject because like I don't know.
Yeah.
But,
no, I totally get that because like my dad said that one time when I was a kid. Like we were going to the DI and he's like, dude, this is like not for you.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that makes sense. Like
We noticed like food that we would eat a lot too. They're like, oh, we've never tried that before. And we're like, well, yeah. Like we'll be talking about something.
Yeah.
And they're like, ew, why would you try that? And we're like, bro, we literally only have these three things in our house.
Ew, that's disgusting.
So of course I'm just going to eat bread with mayonnaise.
Yeah, that is strange.
Yeah, it's different, but
It's interesting. But yeah, I think it's because they want that edge because they haven't.
they've never felt it before.
And that's also why I think a lot of them go to like drugs and like partying and stuff.
Yeah, they think their life is really, really hard, and it's not at all.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Which sucks, but
yeah,
also like on the other side of it, I think it's really weird when people make fun of kids because their parents spoil them. I think that is the weirdest thing ever. In my eyes, I see it as a parent working their their asses off and getting their family to a position where they can give them whatever they want, and the kids are getting made fun of for it. It's like, bro, you're just jealous. Don't hate on the kid because their parents put them in a good situation. Like, it's not their
definitely
fault at all.
But there is some aspects where it's like me personally, if I was in a position where I could give my kid, like buying a kid their car on their 16th birthday, like that sort of thing, I'm like, I'd rather have my kid like work.
Yeah, definitely. I'm going to make sure my kid's grateful for everything.
Yeah.
If they want something, I'll get it for them.
Yeah.
I'm definitely, I don't know, a car.
Like a brand new, like there's kids that get brand new cars on their 16th birthday.
I'm not getting them nice
dude.
ass Mercedes or anything.
Because
like
I'm never going to buy a brand new car for me.
Yeah, I might. I definitely, I don't know. I might. Depends on where I'm at.
I just don't see a point in it for me. Because like cars are something that I just don't like care about. I'll buy a $1,500 Camry for the rest of my life. When this gun goes out, I'm gonna buy another $1,500.
Buy another Camry.
I don't care, but like,
I pretty much, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know if I could. I definitely could, depending on where I'm at financially, to buy a new car. So I have so many other things that I'd rather do with my money.
Exactly, that's kind of where I'm at. Like, it's just it's an unnecessary kind of debt to get into for me personally.
Now that I think about it, the car I'm looking at, that's like my end goal after college, is going to be 10 years old after I graduate.
Yeah, that's college. Another thing. Like, well, so because cars lose 20% of their value as soon as you drive it off the lot. Yeah. It's the worst investment.
It is.
Car is the worst investment because as soon as you buy it, your clock's just ticking, dude, and it just every single second you're losing money. Mm-hmm. So it's never made sense. Like with a house, you could build a house, and depending on the market, it will go up or down.
Yeah,
like constantly. But a car, it's never gonna go up ever. It can only go down.
I'm trying to remember.
Unless it's like a, like a very valuable rare car.
From Rich Dad Poor Dad, there was one of the rules was talking about investments and which parts are liabilities and which are assets. And a lot of people think houses are assets when they're really not. Like the house that you live in is not an asset. I'm trying to remember what he was saying about it, but I just can't.
Well, because I don't know. I'm not very smart. Wait, what's the difference between asset and investment? Investment could or
a liability and an asset. Liability is like taking money from you.
Oh, wait, he said it was a liability?
Yeah. Not a
Oh, that doesn't make any sense.
I'm trying to remember why he said it. It made sense in reading through it. It actually, because you can't. I don't know. That's not something you're making money off of, and that's not something you can just stop. You just can just sell off and just be fine. It was something involving that. Like you can't just stop and sell out. You can't just sell your house right away and live.
Yeah.
Like that's not something you can do.
There was something interesting. I don't like Dave Ramsey that much, but like it was in one of his videos where it was like this guy wanted a brand new car, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so he would have to make a payment of like, I don't know, let's say like $100 a month for like however many years. And so he's driving along, like, let's say like 10 years later, he's driving along, all of a sudden somebody pulls up in that car that he wanted 10 years ago. He's like, oh, what'd you get that for? Oh, it's like, I got it for like $2,500.
Yeah.
And this guy that wanted the car first has been putting money into like a Roth or like mutual fund or something, and it's been just growing instead of this guy lost $30K or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So like that, when I look at it that way, and especially with cars, just because
buying a new car is pretty much pointless.
Yeah, like I just think it's pointless for me, but a lot of people think it's worth it to have a brand new car.
Over time, and because it's more reliable, I guess, but at the same time, even with say a car that's 10 years old, it's not going to be you're still not going to run into that many problems with it.
No.
Cars are made to not have
like what year is your car?
2013.
2013, so that's like almost 10 years old, and that thing like seems like super nice.
Yeah, it is.
So
I really like it.
You know, there's
I haven't
options
had to do
out
anything
there
with it either. The only thing I had to do was get new tires, but that was because my brother ran over a nail.
Oh, that's upsetting.
Yeah, and then he also almost hit a deer one night when we were driving home and like slammed on his brakes, so we like fried his brakes right before he left. So I had to buy new brakes too. But other than that, it wasn't too bad.
But like, yeah, so that's Broc and Tyson's advice: buy used cars.
Buy used cars. Rent houses. Don't buy a house until you're fully comfortable with living in that one spot for the rest of your life.
Where did you learn that?
Gary V. Think about it. You can renting a place. You can get up and leave whenever you want. So you find something better, you can get up and leave. You want to move to a different place, you can get a new job somewhere else, you can literally just leave. But selling your house after putting that much time into it and buying it takes months.
Pay for everything in cash.
No.
As much as possible.
Use a credit card.
Well, use a credit card first, but not if you don't have the money.
Well, yeah, if you have the money, pay with a credit card.
But if you don't have the money, don't get into debt on a credit card.
Yeah, definitely. Don't max credit cards, which is really messed up to think that corporations and companies are really just taking advantage of people with credit cards.
Especially you and I, college kids. That's their biggest target.
Yeah. Like I'm already...
They think we're dumb little college kids.
Yeah, we don't read.
They think we're stupid.
They think we're dumb.
We're going to take the freaking system and we're going to push it, dude. I'm going to go apply for a credit card and I'm going to get the best credit score of all time, and I'm not going to lose a dime.
Yep.
To those bastard pigs.
My credit score is looking pretty good. Now that I got 2 lines open too, it's only going to go up.
I need to get a credit card. I don't have one.
You do.
I do not have a credit card, and I need to open a Roth IRA.
When did you turn 18 again?
In May.
Oh, wow. You should open one then.
Yeah, I know. I'm losing time. And I want to start investing, but like, I don't know how.
Just download Robinhood or something and just kind of start looking and like reading everything.
Do you invest at all?
Kind of. Like I have some money in some things.
I have some in one. I'm invested in Lucid Motors right now.
Really?
Yeah. And hopefully they're going to be coming
I'm invested
up soon.
in some airlines, which really, really, really worked.
Did you invest right after COVID?
I
know a kid that bought a lot of shares of oil right after COVID, and he's made some cash.
Like middle of COVID, bought into flight places.
Like airlines and like
yeah.
cruise lines?
I haven't thought of cruise lines, no. But as soon as COVID, as soon as the vaccine and everything came out and everybody was starting to go out more, they skyrocketed.
Yeah.
So
one thing I've noticed, have movie theaters tickets gotten cheaper? Have you seen that? Or am I just tripping? Because I feel like they used to be like $9 a pop, and yesterday I went for $5.
It had to be a cheap day then.
I don't know why. The last 2 times I've went, it was like $5.92 for a ticket.
Really?
Yeah.
That's weird. It's a lot more than that usually when I go.
That's what I was thinking.
I'm pretty sure that those days, that's the Tuesdays are just
Tuesdays maybe?
Yeah.
Maybe I did go on 2 Tuesdays. That's funny.
You definitely had to, because a lot of
I'll keep going on freaking Tuesday, bro.
Yeah.
That's sick.
Anyways,
I spent $13 at the theaters last night. I got a large mellow yellow and a small popcorn. If a McDonald's sold that, I would have gotten it for $2.50.
Yep.
But unfortunately, I was at the movie theaters and it cost me $13 for those.
He went by himself.
Yeah, I bought 2 tickets thinking I could get somebody to go with me, and I didn't. So I just went by myself and had a chair next to me and spent twice as much.
Was there a lot of people?
Yeah, there was a lot of old people at the Bond.
And you're just sitting there.
Yeah, it was just me and like a bunch of old folks. Because I think Bond is one of the last things that like, one of the last properties that old people can kind of cling on to that's still kind of around.
Yeah, you should have brought a notepad. That'd have made you look so funny.
Brought a notepad for what?
Yeah, I don't know, just for the look. Just
I really do want to start doing movie reviews, so I might have to bring that because there's lots of good stuff coming out soon.
Friday, the new Halloween comes out.
New Halloween. I'm gonna have to go watch that by myself.
I might go see that Saturday with all the homies.
This Saturday.
What time do you get off Saturday?
10:30. Shoot. Yeah, it's all good. I'll watch it by myself again. But I haven't. So Tyson's saying that I have to watch every Halloween movie to watch this new one, and I don't believe him. There's 13 Halloween movies. There's more Halloween movies than there are Star Wars movies. Why?
Because
there is no need for 13 of those.
Michael Myers just doesn't die.
Yeah, I've heard. I was reading an article. It said he just like keeps dying and like getting revived.
Yeah,
seems weird.
It is really weird. They're definitely just pushing it way too much.
But what I'm saying is like, is there some that just like aren't really canon? Like, is there some throwaway films? Okay, that's what I don't want to watch. I just want to watch the storyline. I don't want to see like, oh, Michael Myers goes to freaking camp. Ernest goes to camp or whatever. Yes. Michael Myers in space. Like, I don't need that.
Yeah, Michael Myers in space.
Is that legit?
No.
Oh. I was like, whoa, I thought I made that up.
It's like the equivalent of Jason X. Like Jason Voorhees is like in the future. Like that movie is the shittiest, stupidest movie.
He goes to the future? Dude, I tried to watch A Nightmare on Elm Street. That was like a terrible movie.
You hated it?
I mean, I was pretty bored. I might need to finish it though.
Damn.
Because it's been like 30 minutes. The problem with horror movies is that the first 45 minutes, nothing happens. It's so boring. Every single one, dude.
Yeah, I've noticed that.
It's like, well, especially with ghost movies.
Like The Conjuring.
Oh my gosh. Like, I like The Conjuring. The Conjuring was pretty good. But only because of the Warrens. I like the guy that plays Ed Warren. He just seemed like a cool character.
Pretty sick.
Is he in all of them?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm going to watch all of them.
The same two are in all of them.
I want to watch them. So like what I've noticed is like horror movies, especially ghosts and spirit ones, are like the first like 10 minutes is like introducing characters and like introducing the situation. And then it's like, oh, like it's really cold in here. And then like maybe at minute number 20, it's like, oh, a book fell off. What the freak? That's weird. Minute 30 is like, oh, things start to really heat up. And then finally, minute 45, somebody sees like a apparition. I'm like, I cannot wait 45 minutes. Like if you're going to do a ghost movie, do it in 30 minutes. We moved into this house and there's some ghosts. Oh, quick, call the police. Oh, the police are down. Oh, we got to get the ghost. Oh, Christ compels you. Oh, it's gone. Thank goodness. And we're all okay. How long was that? That was 50 seconds. And that's every single scary movie. I'm sick of them. What'd you say The Conjuring is?
It's a really good movie.
It really is.
I enjoyed the first one.
I thought it was really well made.
Don't watch the second one. The second one sucks.
I wanted to watch the second one today.
The second one is garbage.
Who directs that one? Is it still James Wan?
I think so, yes. Yeah, it has
Conjuring 2.
But it's just horrible, and they have...
Why is it horrible? It has 80% on Rotten Tomatoes.
They have horrible accents.
Who?
The people in it. The family.
I'm going to watch it.
Don't. It's horrible.
I'm going to.
Watch the newest one. Watch the third one. It's really good.
How is
there's not a storyline to it. They're just going to different. They're just going to different.
The third one?
Yeah, the third one's the best one.
I want to watch the second one. I'm gonna watch the second one, and you can't stop me.
I know.
What are some other ones? Annabelle, is Annabelle good? Yeah, I've seen that actually.
That like plays into the Conjuring series.
Yeah, I watched that. It was pretty boring.
Same with the Nun. Watch the Nun movies.
Is that a Conjuring?
Mm-hmm. Those ones are really good. I actually need to. Hopefully, those are on HBO Max.
There's some good stuff on HBO. I'm just trying to watch as many. Yeah, I'm just trying to watch as many horror movies as possible. My mom's texting me, "Want to go eat?" I'm doing the podcast right now. What time are we at? 45.
Give me 15 minutes.
We could cut it right here if we want.
We definitely could.
Do you want to? What else do you have to talk about? I want to go eat dinner with my mom and my grandma.
Where are you guys going?
I don't know. She just texted me and asked if I wanted to go. We didn't even talk about anything we were going to talk about.
Yeah.
We were going to talk about my Boston trip. We were going to talk about...
Next podcast, I guess.
Yeah, we'll talk about whatever. We're doing the Halloween special coming up soon, so be aware of that. If you want to be featured on the Halloween special in some way, text us.
Dude, we're already 2. Dude, we're already halfway through October.
Isn't that wild? I've loved this month so far. This has been such a good month for me.
What is happening?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Dude, I've been here for 3 months.
Same. Because we moved in on the same day.
Yeah, I know, but like you lived in Enterprise. I was 6 hours away.
Yeah, that's fair.
I might need to take a nap before I start my homework.
Oh, yeah. I got to write a paper by 12 o'clock tonight.
I got to compare. Oh, I can compare credit cards for you. Because I have to do that for an assignment.
Do it.
And then...
Mountain America.
Okay.
Anyways.
I had a Mountain America. I have a Mountain America card.
Yeah.
And then I also have that other card. And then I also... Yeah, anyways. Cool.
Anyways, thanks for listening to this, whatever this was. We were just kind of hanging out, chilling.
This was a pretty cool talk, though. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, we had actually important conversations this time.
Yeah, not just dumb blabberness.
I didn't mention Hitler or 9/11 once this podcast. Until now.
Was it before or after we talked? It was before we talked to Hitler, actually.
What? Last night?
No, it was today. It was like literally right before we started. We were talking about something about the Holocaust. Unless it wasn't the Holocaust.
Oh, no, it was, because you made a Holocaust joke, and I was really offended.
I did not make a Holocaust joke. That is a lie.
Also, I have to announce I'm never making a 9/11 joke because I went to the 9/11 memorial, and now...
In New York City?
Yep.
Did you go up the elevator at the World Trade Center?
No.
World One?
I didn't. We just went to the little pool thing. It was really cool.
So you went like New York City too?
Mm.
Dang.
Yeah. It was fun.
You should have got me a souvenir.
I would have, but
I should have
I'm
asked.
so poor. Yeah, you should have. I didn't really think about it.
Yeah. That'd be cool. Just give me a nice little necklace that says I love NYC.
Yeah.
I want to do. There's 2 places I really want to go to by the time I graduate high school.
Where?
Or college. LA and New York.
Have you never been to LA?
No.
LA is trash, and so is New York. But we'll go.
I want to go. I don't
We can
care.
go.
Dude, I've been seeing so many different videos of LA, and it just seems like such a... It's not a real place. It really isn't. LA is a completely different...
I haven't been to
Different from
LA in a
everything.
long time, but I really did not like it when I was there, and I did not like New York City. But
Yeah, you don't like cities at all, though.
yeah, that's true. You'd probably like it. But we'll go. We're going to go to LA sometime.
Yeah, we're going to go hang out with David Dobrik.
No, we're not.
Yes, we are. He's lying.
I'm
We're
not.
recording. David Dobrik's going to be on the Halloween special of the podcast.
Okay, fine. The news is out.
The news is out.
I'm dating David Dobrik. Whatever.
He
Doesn't
took
matter.
Karina's spot. Dude, I don't like Karina Kopp anymore. She's kind
Why?
of annoying.
You just saying that because she has a boyfriend.
Does she?
Yeah, David Dobrik.
Huh?
This is the weakest. Okay, see you guys
Anyways.
next week. Thanks for listening. Love you. Don't watch out for the microphone. Judas.